I don't care what nobody says, we gonna have a baby. Taking off in the Cougar bill, she's buckled up on Levy. She don't care what mama said, no, she gonna have my baby. Taking all I have to take, 'cause taking's gonna shape me. Kings of Leon. Hey guys, welcome to the Conor Canney podcast. And in today's podcast, I'm going to be reviewing Kings of Leon's third, and in my opinion, their best album, Because of the Times. I'm going to be reading from a review, yet again, I wrote 2 years ago. So bear with me if I stumble. Kings of Leon, Because of the Times. This record is a masterpiece, a display of true artistry from a four-piece who, at first glance, could easily be mistaken for a fairly generic rock band. What the Kings do very well throughout this album is they use four vocals and four instruments very efficiently. That is to say, they use sonic space very well and are very particular and precise about how they fill it, almost to the point of being surgical. Opening track, Knocked Up, is a prime example of this, kicking off with an ambient guitar sound and a build of drums and bass coming towards us from who knows where, closely followed by simplistic high-end two-note octave bass guitar, joined shortly by a clean and clear and very, for want of a better word, musical rhythm guitar with a very minimalistic feel. And finally, an epically ambient, high-pitched three-note lead guitar. Now, I think I put bass in there twice at the beginning of this sentence, guys and girls, so I fucked that up when I wrote this, but fuck it. I will continue from here on. Once the train's gone by. With a very minimalistic feel, and finally an epically ambient, high-pitched three-note lead guitar. Each of the four instruments adding a layer like painted colours, culminating in the finished piece that is this intro. The dynamic of this song only varies in a very, like I said before, surgical way, with one or other of the instruments dropping out, while the others power on and remain consistent in their individual dynamic and form. This has a jam-like feel, and the only major change is the chorus, which in itself feels like a very concise piece. A lengthy 7-minute opener, which makes the listener feel like they're simultaneously in a darkened room with the band, but also that the music is coming to them from another dimension. Track 2, Charmer, changes the pace of the album. Whilst keeping the ambient, feedbacky intro, a more high-tempo, upbeat, punky bass riff ensues, and lead singer Caleb Followill's screeches of "Row" at the beginning of every line show off just one of the weapons in this band's impressive arsenal. Another being the frequent use of the bass guitar almost as a third guitar, whose high-end riffs are full of subtlety and nuance, showcasing Jared's skills, most notably in the song Arizona. The tracks McFearless and Black Thumbnail again show off Caleb's powerful voice as it belts out the choruses, and shows that this man has progressed since album 2. On Call's guitar solo mixes both the band's old influences and their newfound fondness for more contemporary and experimental tones, with Matthew using elements of bluegrass coupled with an ambient stadium rock effect. Speaking of stadium rock, the anthem True Love Way is definitely that. With Caleb's awesomely rough voice, the sustained heavily distorted guitars, big solo, memorable lyrics, and all three of the backing vocals chanting oh 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 in unison throughout. Despite some of the chord progressions being fairly generic, there is a diversity in the songs that comes from taking inspiration from different genres, with Ragu using offbeat ska-derived guitar and Camiro having elements of funk in the bass riff. The Runner is another song that celebrates the band's roots. I talk to Jesus, Jesus every day. A reference to the fact that they are devout Christians and were raised by a father/uncle, in Matthew's case, who's a Pentecostal preacher. It also ends with the church-like echoes of the Followells' gospel-esque vocal harmonies. One of the standout tracks on the album is the single Fans, which is an appreciative acknowledgement of the fans of England who helped to propel the band's name when they first started out, and who have remained with them on their journey to becoming the band they are today. This song is a perfect example of the band using space. God, I like the fucking two words of the band in here, don't I? This song is a perfect example of the band using space effectively and minimalism, with the same bare bones structure throughout of bass, acoustic guitar, rhythm guitar, the dynamic and lead guitar, the dynamic being built by the vocals. This album tells a tale of a band who have matured their craft to the point of mastery. A sound which, whilst it has always been unique, is no longer so reminiscent of a Led Zeppelin influenced southern rock, rough and ready indie outfit, and has now reached the next stage of evolution. A sound which somehow manages to hold on to the King's raw soul whilst comfortably stepping into a commercial world, with much more mass appeal, not to mention a sonic sophistication and finesse never before seen from this family of musos. Musically, at least, these guys have finally graduated into manhood. Thank you, and next time on the Conor Canney podcast, boom, I will see you.